Hi, hello everyone. It's me, CA Sanjay, your faculty for auditing and SM. So today we are going to have a very quick revision on the topic automated environment. See, this one topic is very important from exam point of view because you can see one question every attempt. Okay, so please don't skip this chapter because this is one of the most requested topic from my students. So let's do this. Okay, so very first question: what is automated environment? See, we all know nowadays most of the business are running with the help of systems, right? So if in a company, if their process, their operations, their decisions, their accounts, everything is done with the help of systems, some software, some application, such kind of environment is called automated environment. See, automated environment, everything is automated. Nothing is done manually, everything is automated. So what is automated environment? It's a business environment where process, operations, decisions, accounts, where process, operations, decisions, accounts, product is done with the help of computer system. So I repeat, what is business automated environment? See, in a company, in an entity where everything, the process, the operation, the decisions, the accounts, everything is done with the help of systems. Okay, and it is also known as information technology or information system. Information technology or information system. So very question number one, what is question number one? What is automated environment? It's an environment where everything starting from process till decision making, everything is done with the help of system. Okay, yes. Now next important question, what is the features of automated environment? Just take into example, that is business A and business B. Business A, everything is done manually, and business B, everything is done with the help of system. Okay, so what could be the benefit of business B over business A? Tell me. Okay, business A, everything is done manually. Process, manual accounts, decisions, operations, everything is done manually. In business B, everything is automated. They are using sophisticated systems, everything. They are using systems to run their business. So in this case, what is the benefit of business B over business A? First one, faster operation. Faster operation, because they are done everything, they are doing everything using system. Faster operation, they can process large volume of transaction. Better security. Nowadays everything is, even security, our mobile phone password, right? We are not using lock and key, right? Password, face detection, better security. Less prone to human error, since it is a system, less prone to human errors. Accuracy is more, since errors are less, accuracy will be more. And connectivity and networking capability. See, right now I am taking classes from here, you are watching from your home, right? So because of systems, we are able to connect each other. So simply you just remember the benefits of computer, which you have already learned in your school days. Benefits of computer, we have learned the benefits of computer, right? What are the benefits of computer we have learned in the school days? Sir, accuracy, less human errors, sir, large volume of transactions, faster, sir, connectivity, sir, right? Same thing. Okay, yes. So right now we all know like SA315. What is SA315? Identifying and assessing the RMM through understanding the entity, its environment. So when we are saying you need to understand the environment, we need to understand the automated environment too. Okay. So when I'm auditing a firm, when I'm auditing an entity which is doing almost all its activities through system, it's my duty to understand what are the systems they use. I should understand the automated environment. Sir, what do you mean by understand the automated environment? This question is very important. Mark it as five-star question. Five-star question. What are the things you need to understand about the automated environment? What are the things you need to understand about automated environment? Very first point, what are the systems they are using? What are the different softwares they are using? What are the different applications they are using? What is their purpose? Whether they are using this system for financial purpose or non-financial purpose. Say, for example, they are using some accounting software. It's for financial purpose. They are using some biometric device to take the attendance of the employees. That's a non-financial purpose. So what are the systems they are using? What is their purpose? Next, what is the location? Means where is this particular system? Where is this particular system? Whether the system is installed in the company or whether it is globally linked, like it's in the cloud. Where is the location of the system? Next, architecture. Architecture means whether it is desktop based, client server, web application, cloud based. Sir, what do you mean by this? Whether this system is inside one single computer or it's client server. There will be one server which is connected to multiple computers. Web application like browser based or cloud based, means online. So what is the architecture? Then what is the version? What is it? Whether it's the latest version, outdated one. What are the outsourced activities? Whether the activities related to this IT department, whether it is outsourced to any third party. Who are the key persons relating to this IT department? CIO, oh sorry, CIO, CISO, Chief Information Officer, who is the Chief Information Security Officer, whether the software is an in-house software or a package software. What do I mean by in-house or package? In-house means it's a customized software, software which is customized for our purpose. Package means it's a tailor-made software. So say for example, Tally is a package software. Tally is a package software. Sometimes we can customize an accounting software according to our needs. That is in-house software. So these are the some of the things that you need to remember, sir. How can we remember all these things, sir? Say simple example, koi value. What is koi value? What is koi value? Koi value. Koi means key persons, outsourced, I for in-house or package, version, architecture, location. Then you can simply say IT. Koi value IT. Okay. So what is IT? Information system being used and their purpose. Okay. Yes. Koi value IT. Okay. Yes. So what are the things you need to understand about the entity? See, I'm auditing an automated environment. What are the things I need to understand? I need to understand what are the systems they are using, what is their purpose, where is the system located, how the system is prepared. It means it's architecture, whether it's a desktop based, it's a client server based, whether it's a web application based, whether it's cloud based, what is the version, what are the activities outsourced, who are key persons, whether it is the in-house software or the package software. These are the things you need to understand. Next, what are the risks arising from the use of IT? See, just imagine a business, it's running completely automated. A business is completely automated. Everything is done with the help of system. What are the risks they are facing? Sir, there are so many risks, sir. Let's classify the risk based on 4 data and 2 system. 4 points related to data and 2 points related to system. What are the 4 points related to data? Sir, unauthorized access to data, sir. Without our permission, somebody will hack our data, sir. Unauthorized changes to the data, sir. Without our permission, they will bring changes to our data. Loss of data and direct data changes. So 4 points related to data: unauthorized access to data, unauthorized changes to data, loss of data, direct data changes. Can you please repeat with me once again? Unauthorized access to data, unauthorized changes to data, loss of data, direct data changes. Now 2 points related to system: unauthorized changes in the system. Without our permission, they are making some changes in the entire system. Failure to make necessary changes in the system. We failed to make some necessary changes in the system. Sir, can you give one example? Say for example, now GST rate is revised from 28 to 80. If I fail to make necessary changes in my system will be still charging the products on 28 percentage. Okay, right now I am selling an item worth 28 percentage. Now government has changed the rate from 28 to 18 percentage. But if I fail to make necessary changes in the system, will the system know that I have to charge from tomorrow onwards, I have to charge 18%? No, I have to make necessary changes in the program, right? Yes, failure to make necessary changes in the system. So what are the points? 4 points data, 2 point system. 4 points data, 2 point system. 4 point data: unauthorized access to data, unauthorized changes to data, loss of data, direct data changes. Then unauthorized changes to system and failure to make necessary changes to system. Okay, fine, sir. Got it, sir. Got it, sir. See, when I'm saying there is risk in the automated environment, there's a risk in the automated environment. Don't you think that will have an impact on my audit? Yes, sir. Definitely, sir. When the risk is high, definitely it will have an impact on your audit, sir. Right? See, right now we learn there are different types of risk arising from the use of information technology. So when I am saying the risk is very high, don't you think that will have an impact on my audit? Yes, sir. Definitely there will be an impact on your audit, sir. What are the impact? See, now if there is risk, can I rely on the control? No. Why the risk happens? Because the controls are weak, right? So we cannot rely on the automated control. We cannot rely on the automated control. See, there are two types of control: automated control and manual control. We will discuss it later, but still, okay, if the risk is high, we cannot rely on the automated control. That means the systems are weak, right? So when the controls are weak, it leads to additional work. It leads to additional work. So point number one: when the risk is high, what is the impact on the control testing? Control testing, we cannot rely on the automated control. See, why can't you rely on the automated control? If the controls were strong, can I say the risk is high? No, the controls are weak. That's the reason why the risk is high, right? So when I am saying the risk, that is risk, I come to a conclusion the controls are weak, right? So we cannot rely on the automated control. It leads to additional work. Now, what about substantive checking? See, that's a system. The risk is very high. The risk related to that particular system is very high. Okay. So now my question to you is, can you depend on the data which is generated through that system? No, sir, we cannot depend, sir. Why? Because the risk is very high. Okay. Once again. When I'm saying substantive checking, when I'm saying talking about substantive checking, listen carefully. Listen carefully. When I'm what is the impact of these risks on the substantive checking? Non-reliance of data obtained from the system. We cannot rely on the data. Since the risk is very high, whatever data that is generated through this system, the risk will be very high. Non-reliance of data obtained from the system. All the data needs to be verified thoroughly. All the data should be verified thoroughly. Okay. Now, how this will have an impact on my audit report? Definitely, the auditor may need to provide a modification of audit report. Auditor may need to provide a modification of audit report. I hope that topic is very clear to you. So, impact of IT risk on audit. Impact of IT risk on audit. The IT risk will definitely have an impact on control testing, substantive checking, and reporting. Reporting, auditor may such risk may lead the auditor to provide a modified opinion. Then control testing, we cannot depend on the control. Since the risk is high, we cannot depend on the control, or it leads to non-reliance on automated control. Obviously, it may lead to additional work. Substantive checking, we cannot depend on the data that is obtained through the system. From this system, whatever data is generated, we cannot depend. Why? Because the risk is very high. Okay, so we have to thoroughly check each and every data. Fine, is that clear to you? Is that clear to you? Yes. Now let's understand what are the different types of control. There are three types of control: general IT control, application control, IT dependent control. See, please tell the names once again. General IT control, application control, IT dependent control. General IT control means it's the general control. It is, see, what is application control? Application controls are those controls which is embedded inside an application. Means those control related to one application. General IT control is not related to one application. It's general control. It relates to many application. It relates to many application. It relates to many application. Okay, so it supports the effective functioning of application control. So if application control needs to work properly, you need general control. Say for example, if you're looking at my mobile phone, there are some general controls. Say for example, I have put a gorilla glass, I have put a tempered glass, I have put a cover. All these are general controls. All these are general controls. Okay, inside, if you are trying to open my WhatsApp, you cannot open, because why? I have put a lock inside that. That's a WhatsApp lock. So when the moment you click on the WhatsApp, they will ask you the password. That is application control over the application. Okay, try to understand. I'm just giving you some simple examples. Okay, so that is general controls, application control. General controls means it's not applied to one application, it is applicable to many application. Application control means it's a control which is embedded inside an application. Okay, it can be both automated or manual control. Application control can be both automated control or manual control. See, once again, before that, so general control is also known as pervasive control or indirect control. Very, very important point. They may sometimes ask this in the MCQ: which control is called pervasive control or indirect control? General IT control, application control, IT dependent control, all of the above, none of the above. So please don't make such silly mistakes. General IT control is called pervasive control because it is not applicable to one application, it's applicable to many applications. Okay, so I have put a star mark. We will discuss it right now. So next, application control. Application control means it includes both automated control or and manual control. It includes both automated control and manual control that operates at business process level. I repeat, that operates at business process level. Say for example, what is the example for application control? I will give you some simple example. Application control, it includes both automated control as well as manual control, right? Just think about our Instagram, that is automated control as well as manual control. What is the automated control inside the Instagram? See, I cannot look at the photos of those people who have not accepted my friend request. Say for example, that is a beautiful girl, she has posted a lot of photos. Can I enter and check her photos? No. Only if she accepted my friend request, I can watch her, I can view her photos, right? That is an automated control. You cannot simply enter someone's profile and you cannot watch everything. Okay, you have, it's an automated control. Only if they accept, only you can watch. That's an automated control. What is the manual control? It's up to them whether they have to think whether they have to accept the friend request or not. Only they manually accept the friend request, I can watch. That's a manual control. Okay, so in an Instagram, there is both automated control as well as manual control. What is the automated control? You cannot simply go and enter into the profile of any people, right? Only if they are friend, you can check. That is the automated control. And what is the manual element? That manual element, that is it's up to you. You have to decide whether you have to approve the request or reject the request, right? It's a manual control. In business also, in business process also, you can see such kind of things. Say for example, give me one second, let me think of an example. Let's take an example for application control. Say for example, in my accounting software, if I am not entering the GST number, we cannot generate the invoice. Okay, we cannot. That's an automated control. The system is developed in such a way that if you're not entering the GST number, you cannot raise an invoice. That is a application, that's the automated control, and all the invoices are scrutinized by the sales manager. Sales manager once in a while, every week he will go through what all the sales invoices. It's a manual control. So application control means those controls, it includes both automated as well as manual control. I said one simple example, and from business point of view I said one example. What is the simple example I said regarding Instagram? You can see both automated control as well as manual control. What is the automated control? You cannot directly enter into someone's profile. You cannot simply view their photos, right? It's an automated control. Only if they are friend you can see. Even this Zoom is an automated control application. What is the controls which is inside this Zoom? What are the controls? Say for example, I took a subscription of 100 students, 100 people. Can 200 people join this particular session? No, only 100. So 101st person, when they try to attend, it will say a message like already full, 100 already full, right? And what is manual control? I can decide who can watch this class. I can decide, if I don't want you to watch this class, I can remove you. That is a manual control. So application controls are those control which is embedded inside an application. Okay, those controls which is embedded inside an application, it includes both automated as well as manual control that operate at business process level. Like regarding a business process, that will be both automated as well as manual control. That is what I said right now. Generating an invoice, I cannot generate invoice without typing the GST number. Okay, without typing GST number, if I try to generate invoice, it will not, it will shows that invoice will not be generated. That is an automated control. The control is the system is set in such a way that if you are not able to type the proper GST number, you cannot raise an invoice. Okay, and manual, what is the manual control? That our sales manager will once in a while will go through each and every invoice generated. Okay, then comes IT dependent control. IT dependent control means they are basically manual control, but it make use of some data which is produced from the IT system. It's basically manual control, but it will make use of some data from the IT system. Say for example, my system gives me a data regarding the stock variance. Okay, in my inventory go down, whatever the stock variance is there, it will give me the data. From this data I will go manually and I will go and perform my checkings. Okay, so ഒരു കമ്പനിയിൽ ഇൻവെന്ററി ഗോഡൗൺ ഉണ്ട്. ആ ഇൻവെന്ററി ഗോഡൗണിൽ എന്തെങ്കിലും സ്റ്റോക്കിന് കുറവോ സ്റ്റോക്ക് കൂടുതലോ ഒക്കെ ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ഈ സിസ്റ്റം എനിക്ക് എന്തെങ്കിലും ഡാറ്റ തരും. ആ ഡാറ്റ വെച്ചിട്ട് ഞാൻ മാനുവലി എന്ത് ചെയ്യും, കൺട്രോൾസ് ഇംപ്ലിമെന്റ് ചെയ്യും. ഇൻ അതർ വേർഡ്സ് I can give another example, like the moment my stock falls below reorder level, this system will generate a message to in my mobile phone, the stock is below this reorder level, so that I can manually implement the control. I can place the order. That is IT dependent manual control. IT dependent manual control means you are implementing the control manually but using the data from the system. Okay, now I have placed a star mark here. What is that? See, general IT control, that is another topic. What are the 4 areas where you can implement general IT control? This is not the types of general IT control. Okay, these are the 4 areas where you can use general IT control for data center network operation, for your data protection, for your operational purpose. You can use general IT control. See, data center and network operation, for your data center as well as your operations, you can use general IT control. What is your purpose of using general IT control? You have to ensure that your system, your operations are processed to meet your objective. Why are we using general controls in data center and network operation? We are using general controls in order to make sure our operations are processed in such a way that it helps us to meet our reporting objective. See, what are the general controls over data? In order to protect our data, what are the general controls we can do? We can take backup of data, right? We can retain the backup. We need a disaster recovery plan. If some kind of disaster happens, we need to recover. We need a business continuity plan. These are some of the general control over data center and network operation. So what is the general control over data center and network operation? First thing, we implement general control over data center and network operation to ensure that our operations are processed, our data are processed in such a way that it helps us to meet our financial reporting objective. That is a keyword, financial reporting objective. Now, program change. Whenever there is a change in the program, whenever we are changing our system, we have to ensure our new system. See, I'm changing my old system and I bring a new system. Whenever there's a change in the program, whenever there's a change in the system, I have to ensure our new system is also helping us to meet our objective. Our new system, our modified system also continues to meet our objective. So first one, our system should help us to meet our objective. Whenever there's a change in the system, our new system, our modified system should also help us to meet our financial reporting objective. Next is access security. Who can access our data? who can access our data. So we need a general control to ensure that our data is authenticated and authorized to meet our objective, our access to our program and data. It's not like everyone and anyone can access our data. We need some control. So we have to implement some control to ensure that our data is authenticated and authorized to meet the financial reporting objective. Okay, fine, clear. So it's not like everyone and anyone can access our data. We need some control over the access security. So our data should be programmed, it should be authenticated in such a way that only authorized persons are allowed to access the data. So there should be a control over access security. And application system acquisition, development, maintenance. Whenever we are developing an application, there should be some generality control. Whenever we are developing a system, we have to ensure the system is developed, configured, and implemented so that we can meet our financial reporting objective. So basically you can see this keyword everywhere, right? So what are the four areas? Data center and network. Just a second. Data, once again I am saying these are not the different types of generality control. These are some of the areas where you can implement generality control. You can implement generality control to protect your data and for your operations. Why? To ensure your operations are processed in such a way that to meet you what to meet your financial reporting objectives. Next, program change. Whenever there's a change in the program, we are changing the program, we have to ensure our new program, our modified program also meet financial reporting objective. Access security, we have to ensure our program and data is authenticated and is authorized, and its access is authenticated and authorized to meet the financial reporting objective. And whenever we are developing a system, there should be some control. The system should be developed, it's configured, it's implemented in such a way that it helps us to meet our financial reporting objective. Am I clear to you? Yes, I got it, sir. Yes. Next, different testing methods of automated environment. Different testing methods. Very simple topic, very simple topic. We have four methods: inquiry, object, observation, inspection, reperformance. In order to test the control, we have already learned this in SE 330, testing control. We have four methods to test the control. What are the four methods? IORI, right? IORI. What is IORI? Inquiry, observation, inspection, reperformance. So which is the most, in this four method, which method gives you best evidence? Inquiry give you best evidence. Just I'm asking to, have you completed learning? You said yes. Can I believe you have completed learning? No. Inquiry do not give the best evidence. Inquiry gives the least evidence. Inquiry gives you the least evidence. But which is the most efficient, like very less time consuming? Sir, inquiry, it's the most efficient. Inquiry is most efficient but least effective. Inquiry is most efficient but least effective because it gives the least audit evidence. Sir, which evidence gives you the best? Which method gives you the best audit evidence? Sir, reperformance gives the best audit evidence, most effective but least efficient because it's very time consuming. Reperformance, you have to perform everything from the scratch. So reperformance is most effective but least efficient. Try to understand. So what are the different testing methods in automated environment? Four methods: inquiry, observation, inspection, reperformance. So inquiry will give you the most efficient, like very less time consuming, very less time you can complete the inquiry, but it gives you the least audit evidence. And reperformance will take a lot of time, but it will give you the best audit evidence. Sir, so which is the best method in this? If inquiry is most efficient but least effective and reperformance is most effective but least effective, which one will we go? Best to go with inquiry and inspection. Combination of inquiry and inspection is the best one. Combination of inquiry and inspection. Okay, yes. Now there are some common methods. So sometimes they will ask in the exam, what are some common methods, okay, to test the control? First, you have to obtain understanding how a transaction is being processed by doing a walkthrough. Walkthrough means from the starting to ending, you should understand how a transaction is being processed. I want to test a system. Say, for example, I'm auditing your company and that is a system. You're using a system. I want to test this system. How will I test the system? I should understand how the transaction is being processed by doing a walkthrough. Walkthrough means what? Examination in depth. Okay. Then I should know how the user process transaction in different scenarios. When there is less traffic, how the system is being processed. When there's huge amount of traffic, how the system is being processed. So I should observe how the user process the transaction in different scenarios, in different scenarios. And finally, I should inspect the configuration. Please mark this question. Please mark this question is important. Okay. More common method. What are the more common method? First one, I should understand how the system process the transaction by doing a walkthrough. I should understand how the user process the transaction in different scenarios. First, I should understand how they process the transaction. Now I should understand how they process transaction in different scenarios. When there's less traffic, when there's more traffic, how the system process the transaction. Now I should understand how now I should inspect the configurations of the system. That's it, done. Okay. Now, as I said earlier, there are two types of controls: manual control, automated control. When will we go for manual control? When will we go for manual control? When there's a huge volume of transaction, which one is good, manual or automated? Huge volume of sir, automated control, sir. So when there's high volume recurring transaction, always go for automated control. When there's high volume recurring transaction, always go for automated control. Okay. When there is a situation where you can develop a automated control, always go for automated control. Control activities where specific ways to perform controls can be automated. If there is a possibility to automate a particular control, always go for automated control. So what are the situations where you can go for automated control? When there's a huge volume of recurring transaction, go for automated control. Whenever there's a possibility of automating a particular control, go for automated control. See, there are certain areas where we cannot automate. Okay. In that situation, you should go for what? Manual control. See, there are certain circumstances which is outside the scope of automated control. So something which is outside the scope of automated control, go for manual control, no problem. Okay. Where there is a possibility of automating a control, always go for automated control. Now, when will you go for manual control? When there's a large, unusual, non-recurring transaction. Okay. Recurring transaction, go for automated control. Non-recurring transaction, go for manual control. Where errors are difficult to define, where you don't know what error is going to come. If you know what errors are, if you can predict the errors, where circumstances where errors are predictable, errors are predictable. If errors are predictable, go for automated. If you know what error is going to happen, if you can predict the error, you can go for automated control, because you can develop a system accordingly. But if you don't know what error is going to happen, then you should go for what? Manual control. Okay. And to check whether automated control is effective, you should do it manually. Say for example, I purchase a calculator. I want to know whether this calculator is working, operating properly or not. How will I do? Manually I will check, right? Yes. So what are the areas where you can go for manual control and automated control? Very important question. Manual control, four situation: large, unusual, non-recurring transaction. Manual control. Where errors are difficult to define, you don't know what error is going to happen, go for manual control. Then in order to check whether automated control is effective, obviously, how can you check the automated control is effective or not? Manually you have to check, right? Yes. So you should go for manual control. And last one, in changing circumstance, a circumstance which is outside the scope of automated control, the current existing automated control cannot be used in this particular situation, you go for manual control. Okay. Then what are the areas where you should go for automated control? High volume recurring transaction. If there's a huge volume of transaction, recurring transaction, where errors are predictable, where errors are easy to define, if you can define the errors, go for automated control. And those situations where you can develop an automated control, go for automated control. Sir, what do you mean by that? See, every situation we cannot go for automated control. Okay. So situations where there's a possibility of automating the system, you go for automated control. That's it, done. Okay. And now one important topic from this particular area: data analytics. What do you mean by data analytics? See, data analytics means you are analyzing a large volume of data and trying to understand it. Okay. You are trying to analyze a large volume of data and trying to, what you say, give me one second. See, data analytics is a very simple topic. Data analytics means it's a combination of process, tools, and techniques which is used to tap vast amount of data to obtain meaningful information. From a large amount of data, you want to obtain only those data which you require. Okay. This process of taking only those information which you require is called what? Data analytics. It's called what? Data analytics. In simple words, I can define data analytics like, if there's a large volume of data, it's very difficult for me to check each and every data, right? So I will use this particular process called data analytics. Data analytics will help us to derive some meaningful information from the large volume of data. If there is use of some technology to analyze large volume of data, is called data analytics. Okay. So we are using some process, tools, techniques to tap vast amount of data to obtain meaningful information. That is called data analytics. Once again, what is data analytics? If there's a large volume of transaction, okay, I cannot check each and every transaction, so I am using some techniques, I am using some tools, okay, to obtain some meaningful information from this large amount of data. Simple example, I am using this chat gpt. Sometimes there will be huge big topics. What I will do, I will just click a picture and I will upload it in a chat gpt, and I will ask chat gpt, can you please help me to understand this in a very easy manner? So chat gpt will give me a short crisp note of that particular topic. That is also a kind of data analytics. So we are using some tools by which we are able to analyze a large volume of data. That is called data analytics. And the tools which the auditor use for performing data analytics is called CAT, computer assisted auditing technique. Okay, what is CAT? Computer assisted auditing technique. Okay, computer assisted auditing technique. Clear? Yes. And now, what are the areas where you can use data analytics? We can use data analytics for fraud investigation, for checking the completeness of data, for selecting the sample, re-performance, recalculation, evaluation of control deficiency, analysis of journal data. Sir, how can I memorize all these things? Simple kada, simple story, simple story. I went to audit your company, or you come to audit my company. You ask for complete data. I give you complete data. Are you going to check complete data? No, you took a sample. From the sample, you recalculate, you re-perform. When you recalculate, you reperform, you come to one conclusion that the controls in my company is weak. That is control deficiency. So you are having a small doubt whether that is a fraud. So you try to analyze the journal entry. When you try to analyze the journal entry, you identify the fraud. So you went for investigation. So what is the story? You are the auditor of my company. You requested for complete data. I gave you the complete data. Are you going to check complete data? No, you are going to take the sample. You took the sample, you recalculate, you reperform. Now you understand there is a control deficiency. Now you are having a doubt. There is control deficiency. Is there a possibility of fraud? So you analyze all the journal entries. When you analyze the journal entry, you identify the fraud and you go for investigation. So from these points, you can see, you ask for complete data. From the data, you took the sample, then you re-perform, recalculate, you come to a conclusion that there is a deficiency in the control. So you analyze the journal entry. So you understand there is a fraud investigation. You understand there is a fraud. So you investigate. Okay. So just try to memorize this story, and from this story, you will be able to frame all the points. Okay. And finally, there is another topic called digital audit. What is digital audit? See, digital audit means auditor is making use of some technology like AI, data analytics, in order to conduct our audit. So if you are using these digital technologies to understand the business process, to identify the risk, to know which area we have to devote more attention, such kind of audit is called digital audit. We are using some digital technologies to conduct the audit straight right from the planning stage till providing opinion. We are using some technology like AI, data analytics, etc. to understand. These technology will help us to understand the business process in much more better way. SA 315, we need to understand the entity, right? So this digital technology will help us to understand the entity in a much more better way. It helps us to identify the risk. This technology will help us to devote some areas where we are supposed to provide more attention. So with this, we are done with what our topic, automated environment. I'm very sure this is a very quick revision. This is not a substitute for your normal regular studies. Once you have gone through all the topics, this revision video will be very useful for you. So I hope this topic is clear to you. If you are having any doubt, please do WhatsApp me, and please don't forget to like my channel, because that is the fuel for putting more and more such videos. So see you in the next video. Signing off, CA Sanjay. Thank you.